The map that exposed a town. The world tried to forget. Have you ever stumbled onto something you were never meant to find? Something that pulled you in, even when fear told you to stop. This is the story of a young woman named Claire. And what I'm about to tell you will make you question everything. It began with a map, an old hand-drawn chart of the Olympic Peninsula, the kind sailors once used to navigate fog and tide. But one thing stood out. A single town name had been scratched out, so thoroughly the paper tore through. The map was found rolled up inside a thrift store painting. A woman named Claire bought it for $10 at a yard sale outside Tacoma. She thought the map was decorative, something to frame for her office wall. But that night, when she unrolled it fully under the light, she noticed the word that had been violently erased. All she could read were the first two letters, H-A. She tried to look it up. No record of any town nearby starting with those letters. So she took a photo and posted it online, asking if anyone recognized it. Within an hour, her post was deleted. She assumed it was a glitch. But the next morning, she woke to find a single message in her inbox. No username, no profile picture, just a sentence. Don't go looking for what's gone. Claire showed the map to a local historian named Dennis Voss. He studied the handwriting, the aging, the ink. His conclusion was unsettling. He said the map looked genuine, drawn in the 1940s, but it was incomplete. Someone had intentionally removed a portion. When Claire asked what that meant, he said, "It means something was meant to stay lost." Still, curiosity got the better of them. They decided to overlay the old map on a modern satellite image. Every landmark matched. Rivers, highways, forests. Except one spot. A large empty clearing deep in the woods where the erased town should have been. They drove there together 2 days later. The GPS showed nothing, just blank forest. But when they arrived, Claire saw something strange. A set of stone markers along the tree line, arranged in a circle. Each stone had one letter carved on it. Together, they spelled H-A-L-D-E-N. Halden. A name that didn't appear on any modern map. Dennis took photos of the stones, but when he tried to upload them, his phone froze. Every file was corrupted. Then, out of nowhere, his phone began to ring. Unknown number. When he answered, a voice whispered, "You shouldn't have found it." They left immediately. But the next morning, Dennis didn't show up for work. His car was still in his driveway. His front door was wide open. And on his desk lay the map, freshly scratched again. Now the entire area of Halden had been torn out completely. Claire turned the map over, hoping to find anything new. In pencil, faint but legible, someone had written coordinates. She entered them online. The location pointed to the center of a lake about 15 miles north. When she visited, she found a rusted sign half buried in the mud. On it, faded white letters read, "Welcome to Halden, founded 1923. The town wasn't gone. It was underwater. Newspapers from that era confirmed it. Halden was evacuated after a landslide dammed the nearby river, flooding the valley. Every building, every road, every name erased by the flood. But there was one final article. It said the evacuation order came 3 days after the flood was reported, meaning people were still there when the water rose. Claire went back to the lake at night, shining her flashlight across the surface. For a brief second, she swore she saw rooftops just below the waterline, like shadows waiting to surface. Then the light flickered, and her phone buzzed again. A new message. No sender, no timestamp. Just one word. Stay. When police checked Dennis's phone weeks later, they found a voicemail never played. The timestamp was from the night he vanished. It lasted 6 seconds. A woman's voice, distorted by static, said, "Halden remembers." Claire moved away soon after. She never spoke about the map again. But last summer, a diver exploring the same lake reported finding an object tangled in roots 30 feet down. A glass frame, still sealed. Inside, a water-damaged piece of paper. Old ink. Familiar lines. It was a map. The same one Claire found. Except this time, nothing was scratched out. And in small handwriting at the bottom corner, one new sentence had been added. Some places vanish because they want to.
Subscribe for more